at 6.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Brian Mastry.
And I'm Erin Sullivan. Let's get right into our top 6 headlines at 6.
We'll begin with fierce debate at the Nebraska Capitol today over a proposal to restrict restrooms and locker rooms in schools based on sex at birth. Supporters say the bill will protect kids. Opponents, including Omaha Public Schools Board President, says the bill is trying to solve a problem which does not exist.
The Federal Reserve hitting pause on interest rate cuts today. The Fed leaving its key interest rate unchanged after lowering it 3 times last year.
Omaha-based trucking company Werner Enterprises making a move to become one of the largest in the country. Werner Enterprises is acquiring First Fleet and its properties for nearly $283 million in cash. The deal makes Werner the 5th biggest carrier company in the country.
All Americans will begin their lives with a beautiful nest egg.
President Trump officially announcing Trump accounts. Eligible kids will receive an investment account at birth, funded by the Treasury and private donors. Kids will get access to the fund when they turn 18.
The Border Patrol agents involved in the deadly shooting of an ICU nurse in Minneapolis last weekend are now all on administrative leave. Homeland Security officials say they were pulled off duty on Saturday. A department spokesperson says they will let the facts lead the investigation.
Neighbors are heartbroken tonight after a historic home in Little Italy was destroyed. The leader of Preserve Omaha says her group didn't learn about the demolition until it was already over. Her message tonight, they can't save what they don't know about. So if you think a property needs protection, let them know sooner rather than later.